There is a sad truth about the Cowboys' terrible play that not a lot of people are talking about. It's something that's so little and so simple. It's not Dak's interception problem. We're going to talk about that in this video, but that's not what I'm talking about. The last quarter of the season has been a downward spiral for the Cowboys, hitting rock bottom in their 26-6 loss versus the Commanders in Week 18. Losing versus a team that has nothing to play for is never good, but it's even worse when a bunch of their starters aren't even playing. The Commanders started third-string rookie quarterback Sam Howell, and on defense they were without their best lineman Jonathan Allen, their best safety Cam Curl, and their best cover corner Benjamin St-Juste. Also, Washington's starting running back Brian Robinson and backup running back Antonio Gibson were out, but the Cowboys still gave up 151 rushing yards. The offensive side of the ball for Dallas was actually worse. They had 10 3-and-out possessions. Dak also threw another pick six. We're going to talk more about Dak's interception problem in a minute because I can't forget the third phase of the game being bad too. Special teams. Turpin muffed a punt and set the Commanders up in the red zone. Anger mishandled a punt, which also set the Commanders up in the red zone, and they missed their only extra point attempt. Let's get back to Dak's interception problem because it's perplexing why it's happening. I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Underdog Fantasy. If you sign up using my promo code SheGotSports, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. I play their pick'em and fantasy football games every game day. If you want to play fantasy football head-to-head against me for any of these playoff games, send me a private message on Discord. Throughout his career, Dak has been really good at reading the defense and making pre-snap adjustments. He's had one of the best touchdown to interception ratios in the league for the past few years. Now, he's making terrible decision after terrible decision. Dak has thrown at least one pick in 7 straight games. 3 of them have been pick sixes. He has 15 interceptions on the year, which is tied for the most in the league with Davis Mills, even though Prescott has only played 12 games this season. And what's even worse news for the Cowboys is Dak seems to be turnover prone in the playoffs. In his 4 playoff games, he has 3 interceptions. There is really no margin for error in the playoffs. One interception can decide if you win or lose the game. You can afford to turn the ball over 1 or 2 times if your defense is elite, but the Cowboys defense is not that. They have regressed a ton as the season has gone on. In October, Dallas's defense had 20 sacks and a touchdown percentage of 3.7%. In December, they only had 6 sacks and a touchdown percentage all the way up to 5.4%. But there's something slowing down this Cowboys defense, specifically their pass rush. It's something really small, something you might have never thought about. It's grass. Yes, grass. So if you don't know, the Cowboys play their home games on turf, but Dallas is 1-4 in their last 5 games on the road on grass. The Cowboys only have 12 sacks while playing on grass this year. They have 42 while playing on turf. Yes, these stats are going to be skewed a little bit because they play more than half their games on turf since their home field is turf, but still, that's a huge difference. Brett Coleman tweeted out a more advanced stat here talking about the grass versus turf comparison. He said, Jason Garrett made a point that the Cowboys defense is worse on real grass than on turf. So I looked up this stat. On grass, games at Philly, Green Bay, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Washington, EPA per play allowed, negative 0.047, 20th best. On turf, EPA per play allowed, negative 0.149, second best. By the way, in case you don't know, EPA stands for expected points added. It's basically how many points they think each team can score after each play. So the Cowboys are going on the road to play the Buccaneers in the first round of the playoffs. And guess what? The Buccaneers play on grass. They play on Bermuda grass. I didn't know Bermuda grass was a thing. Oh, I didn't pronounce Bermuda right there. I didn't know Bermuda. I can't pronounce Bermuda. I didn't know Bermuda glass. I can't say Bermuda grass. Oh, I just said it. I didn't know Bermuda grass was a thing until I looked up what surface Tampa Bay plays on. It sounds very fancy, very bougie, Bermuda grass. When I looked up what it was, I found out it was also super expensive, and Home Depot describes it as a handsome grass. Guys, Bermuda grass, handsome. So it's not Tom Brady the Cowboys are scared of in this matchup. It's the grass. The Bermuda grass, to be specific. The handsome grass, to be specific. Never seen grass so handsome. Grass is a slower surface than turf. The game just moves faster on turf. That means the strongest part of Dallas's defense, their pass rush, is a little handicapped on this field. They move just a little bit slower on grass. Their get-off time isn't as quick, and they're just not getting as strong as a jump off the line as they are on turf. With the way this secondary has struggled, the Cowboys D-line needs every second they can to get to Tom Brady and disrupt the play. I don't like the way the Cowboys match up with the Bucs, especially because of that huge weakness at the second cornerback spot. If Diggs shadows Mike Evans the whole time, who has recently been lighting it up, then Chris Godwin is going to have a field day. And of course, there's Tom Brady, the man who turns into a GOAT during the playoffs and always beats the Cowboys. The Cowboys really need to get the run game going. They didn't do anything on the ground versus the Commanders. Being able to run the ball and get some decent yards per carry would definitely take some stress off Dak and help him cut down on those turnovers. But there's two guys who aren't going to allow the Cowboys to average more than 3 yards per carry. 347-pound Vita Vea and 324-pound Akeem Hicks. Both these guys have been injured this year and have only played 5 games together, but the Bucs are 4-1 when they both play. Vita Vea just takes up so much space on that D-line, he just engulfs opposing players when he tackles them. I mean, look how small he makes David Montgomery look. So yeah, the Cowboys don't match up great on the field, but they also don't match up great with the Bucs coaching-wise. Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles is a great defensive mind. When he was a defensive coordinator for this team, he had them playing as one of the best in the league. On the other hand, we all know what happened the last time Mike McCarthy coached a playoff game. Down 6 with 14 seconds left and no timeouts, the Cowboys run a QB draw, of course, because that's the only logical play there, right? They run out the clock before they can even spike the ball, and they went on to lose. We know momentum is such a huge thing in sports. The Cowboys, they don't have any momentum right now. Dak is not playing like himself. This defense is regressing. I really just have no faith in this Cowboys team right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Appreciate you watching. Peace.